NFTs and digital collectibles, they're all the craze right now and they're everywhere you look. Even celebrities are releasing them. But what is an NFT and what gives them their value? In this show, I will try to make things a little clearer and give you an introduction into Terra Virtua, a digital collectibles platform leading the way in this field and the technology surrounding it. Hey everyone, I'm Sishvan and welcome to the Terra Virtua Fan Show, a show dedicated to everything Terra Virtua, a digital art and collectible platform using the next generation in technology and so much more. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe and like button and comment below on any content you would like to see. Let's get straight into it. This is a two-part show, and in part one, I will be covering what an NFT or digital collectible actually is, what is Terra Virtua, who is the team behind it, digital art and collectibles, and what gives them value. Then I will take you through a step-by-step guide from signing up to buying your first NFT, and then to selling it again on the second-hand market. We will then take a look at the current applications that make the most of your collectibles, such as the Fancave, the Terra Dome, and the AR app. And finally, we'll take a look at how you can join the community. And then in part two, we'll take it a step further and we will look at the TVK token, staking, prestige, the roadmap and future development, current partnerships, and VR technology. So what is a digital collectible or a non-fungible token, which is a techie name? And what does it have to do with cryptocurrency? Well, to be honest, if you're just interested in collecting things and eventually being immersed in the virtual world, then most people don't really care. Do you care how your PC works or your smartphone? Or do you just trust that it works? But for the purpose of this video, I will give you the basic concept. So cryptocurrency is hot right now due to everyone making money. You have the likes of Bitcoin, which is a store of value, Litecoin, a digital currency, and thousands of other different cryptos with many different use cases. Then you have Ethereum, which yes, you can buy, but it's so much more than this. Think of it as a decentralized banking system within the internet, with the ability to carry out everything the banking sector can, but a lot quicker, a lot smarter, without the need of the manipulating greedy bankers who control our finances and pocket all our money. This is what Ethereum does, and it's evolving and getting better every day. So you're probably wondering, where do NFTs come into this? Well, NFTs sit within the Ethereum network plus other similar crypto platforms like the Binance Smart Chain. And basically this means you can tokenize a product such as digital art or a collectible and keep it safe within your own virtual safety deposit box, which is your wallet address. When an item is tokenized, it makes it unique and its history will be logged publicly forever within the blockchain network. So companies are using this technology to tokenize digital items, but NFTs don't just stop there. Soon, we'll be receiving NFTs for ownership of homes, certificates of marriages, but this is another story. So let's get back to digital collectibles and art. So firstly, this works by an artist creating something. This could be a Godzilla v Kong collectible, art, music, basically anything. The creator then decides how many mints of the item they want to make. This could be 1, 100, or 1,000. It's entirely up to them. But the more mints, the less rare, which then has an effect on the price. This is then tokenized and added to the blockchain, giving each piece a mint number and a unique address. This can't be duplicated. The technology just doesn't allow it. Once this is all complete, they're all ready to be sold. These are stored on a platform such as Terra Virtua or the creator's own personal wallet until the sale of the item. On the purchase of the item, the collectible or art is transferred to the buyer's wallet as well as a history. In the traditional world, for example, you go to an art dealer, you want to buy a piece of art. These are your issues. Can you guarantee it's 100% genuine? Is it damaged? You then buy it and you need to move it. It could get damaged. It could get stolen. You also need to pay to insure it. Many different worries that come with owning anything valuable. But let's take virtual art for example. You will always know its history. You can guarantee it's genuine. It's safe on the blockchain network in your own personal wallet. It can't be damaged or it can't be lost. And you can borrow it out and guarantee it'll be returned using smart contracts. Digital collectibles, or NFTs, take the stress out of owning anything valuable. But many people are put off because you don't physically actually have the item. But as history has proved, things change very quickly. And this is where Terra Virtua comes in. Terra Virtua is Latin for virtual earth, and the name says it all. If you haven't seen Ready Player One, it's a must, and this is where we're heading. And to be honest, we're not too far away. If you haven't seen this, then this is about a real metaverse. Tron is another example. It's a shared universe, typically VR, that we're all part of, where the same entities can play multiple games, learn, watch, consume content, and socialise. The mammoth nature of this task has so far been unsurmountable. Several games have tried this but have fallen short, but when this is mastered, achievements can be recorded on the blockchain. You can drive the DeLorean like in Ready Player One, ride on the back of Godzilla in another game. You can even display your art collection for all your friends to see in a virtual gallery. On the moon. The possibilities are endless. Right now, we are just at the beginning of this adventure. Terra Virtua has been working hard over the last few years to bring us the online digital marketplace, the virtual Fancave and the Terra Dome, which we will take a closer look at in a minute. But this is only the beginning. If NFTs are going to be accessed, then we need the technology and social aspects to go with it. And this is what Terra Virtua are working so hard on right now. They currently employ over 100 people who work around the world, pushing this project and technology further every day. You can check the company out on LinkedIn and see the wealth of experience that's coming there, including a very experienced leadership team, such as CEO, founder Gary Bracey, BAFTA-nominated video game industry veteran of 35 years that played a huge part in the licensed video games. He's been active in all aspects of the business, from head of development at Ocean Software in the 80s and 90s to founder of tech company Digimask in 2000. Having been involved in every transition of the video game cycle, from home computer to console to mobile VR, he licensed RoboCop, which was the first video game based of a movie that sold more than 1 million units. And as you can imagine, after that, everyone started making games based on movies as they saw the huge potential. CCO founder Jawad Ashraf, successful entrepreneur focused on technology innovation over a period of 30 years. He was a head of technology at the Entertainer Dubai, working on the most successful mobile application in the Middle East. Also, investor in successful mobile application companies and has been in the VR space since its inception, releasing titles on every platform. COO Doug Dyer, PC, console and mobile industry veteran, having leadership roles at Microsoft Game Studios, Warner Brothers and THQ's mobile gaming division. During his career, he has helped produce more than 300 different game titles, designed games and negotiated publishing deals. As an experienced entrepreneur, he has also helped create and build 3 successful international entertainment software companies. Doug has been involved in the development and launch of over 120 games and apps across all platforms, accounting for billions in revenue. He worked with brands like The Simpsons, Harry Potter, Age of Empires, and much more. CCO Keith Ramsdale, games industry veteran of 25 years. Keith was Vice President of the major markets in Europe, Electronic Arts, until 2015. As a key executive, he held responsibility for the P&L delivery across the regions, working alongside EA Studios, country teams, and external partners. Keith joined Testronic Laboratories, the QA and localization specialist, as Chief Operating Officer in early 2016. During his time there, he has overseen the onboarding of the world's largest games and film companies. As you can see, this is no Mickey Mouse project. It has some real experience and talent behind it, and I have no doubt they will deliver something special. So we know about the team, and we know what Terra Virtua is creating. But what gives a digital collectible or art its value? Because anyone can create something, tokenize it, and make it into an NFT. And this is all about licensing and contracts. Making sure whatever you're buying has a license from the owner who holds the commercial rights, but also protecting the buyer, making sure the creator can't just make more copies on a different platform. Terra Virtua currently have partnerships and licensing rights with big names such as Paramount and Legendary, and also well-known artists and authors with new IP partnerships being announced all the time. Within these brands, we've already seen digital collectibles from Godzilla v Kong, Top Gun, The Godfather, Pacific Rim, Lost in Space, and new releases set to be announced very soon. Gary and Joard, the founders, have made it clear they are in the final stages of agreeing music, gaming, plus many different types of IP from brands from around the world, so there is so much more to come. This is also Gary's specialty working with licensing, so I expect to see some exciting partnerships. Terra Virtua also have their own IP, which are called V-Flex, and these have been hugely popular and have been selling out on each new release. Recently, the V-Flex had a mashup with the Hashmask art collection to create Hashflex, which has been the most popular V-Flex to date. I will leave a link below to the Hashflex video I did explaining all about this. So when buying a digital collectible on any platform, always check it has the right IP rights and it's a genuine one from the creator or the platform it originated from. Just like the real world, people create fakes and sell them as genuine goods. But just by checking the history on the blockchain, you can easily authenticate this. Terra Virtua is currently a closed platform, so all digital collectibles are licensed, but they will soon be opening this up to allow transfer of NFTs to different platforms. eBay has also recently announced they are looking at the possibility of selling NFTs on their website, which will be massive. As well as selling digital collectibles, Terra Virtua also sells digital art from all types of artists, with art suiting all tastes. These artists range from very well-known famous people, such as Tim Cantor, who creates some amazing layered oil paintings, to Nick Percival, a well-known comic book artist who has worked on projects such as Judge Dredd, Marvel Comics, plus many more. Terra Virtua have also recently announced the world's first NFT novel comic book reader app, which I will follow up with a new video soon. In addition to some well-known artists, Terra Virtua gives the opportunity for lesser-known artists to join the space and sell their work on the Terra Virtua platform. This helps protect each artist's work and also ensures they receive the royalties owed. In the last few months, we have seen some incredible pieces of work with artists' work selling out, giving them the recognition and rewards they deserve. Terra Virtua are also helping create new art superstars, not just by selling the art, but giving artists exposure to mainstream collectors through social media. So that's enough rabbiting on from me, and hopefully you have a good idea about NFTs and Terra Virtua. So let's get into the fun part and take a look at the website. So here we are, terravirtua.io. The first thing to take note of is the website is currently in public beta, which means it's basically the demo version of the website, and we will see a lot of improvements and modifications coming soon, but the welcome page is still very impressive. The website is optimized for desktop or mobile devices. Scrolling through the main page, we can see some of the current collectibles on offer with some links to the downloads of the Fancave and Terra Dome art gallery and mobile app, which we will take a look at later. At the top, we have links to the marketplace, an introduction to Terra Virtua, the collect token, which we will take a look at in part 2, and the blog, where we can find a lot of useful information. Within the blog, you will find the latest news, info on the latest drops, and also the latest development updates. But one thing to keep an eye on is a drop schedule, which lets you know what's coming up and when. So if we head back to the main page, let's take a look at the marketplace. The best way to find what you're looking for is to use the filters. So first of all, select whether you're looking for art or collectibles. Let's select art to begin with and check some out Nick Percival's work out. You can also sort these by price order or newest to oldest by using the filters on the right. If you would like to check out another artist, just simply click on who you are looking for. But if you just want to simply have a browse of all the different art, then just don't select an artist. The great thing here is there is art to suit all tastes and budgets. So let's take a look at the collectibles. And again, using the filters, we can select through the different brand categories, and from here, you can select different editions and rarities that you're looking for. Remember, the more rare, the higher the price. You can also use the legend on the side to look at the different rarities Terra Virtua offer. You will also see at the top corner of each NFT the rarity that particular NFT is. So let's get signed up. First of all, click the top right corner and click the login and register button. If you want, you can log in using the Instagram or Facebook link, but for the purpose of this video, we will create a brand new account. First, we will enter our details. We will just put Fanshow in here and then give yourself a username. Again, I will call it Fanshow. And then just enter your email address, accept the terms and conditions. Once done, click sign me up. Then we need to create a password. This is the usual password using capital letters and a special character. So we'll just enter this here. Once done, just need to select your country of origin. So for myself, it's the UK, then create account. Then we get to select our first VFLEC. This can't be sold or traded, it's simply there to get you going. It will always stay in your account and you can use it in the AR app and Fancave. So we will select Neon Ray on this occasion. And now that's the account set up. We just need to confirm our email address and log back in. Once logged back in, we just need to set a few things up before we can go any further. So if you click in the top right corner again to access your account, firstly, you will see your user details where you can change your name, reset your password, and deactivate your account. Next, you have your inventory, and this is where you can see a list of everything you own. Right now, we just have the Neon Ray VFLEC. Activity is where you receive messages. These range from transaction confirmations to people offering to buy your NFTs. Auctions we will go into later. I'm not actually sure on physical merch, but I have no doubt we will see something soon. The wishlist is where all your favourite items are kept. Transactions is where you can review items bought and sold. And last of all, settings is where you can make your inventory private so your name won't be displayed on your NFTs you own and you won't receive any offers. Then you can select dark mode, which I prefer. And lastly, you can select if you want to use two-step verification by confirming a code on your email address when logging in. So before we can buy our first NFT, we have to set up our wallet to keep our digital collectibles in. If you have a MetaMask wallet, then this is where you can link it to the Terra Virtua wallet. But we will just create a new ETH wallet through Terra Virtua on this occasion. So I can't stress how important this is, but the private key, which is located here, is to be kept safe so you can retrieve your wallet if it's ever lost. And never give out this private key, as effectively it's a key to gain access to your wallet. With this all set up, we're ready to go. So let's buy our first NFT. So we all have different tastes and some things appeal to other people more and vice versa. So it's all about finding something you want to buy that interests you, which is also a good investment. Like I've said before, the rarer the item, the higher the cost. So if we take a look at some of Tim Cantor's work, who is a very famous artist, here we have the Unseen Elephant, which is a very expensive piece at $50,000. But if we take a closer look, there are only 3 of 3 ever made. And this also is an animated piece showing each layer of the drawing process, giving it its high value. 2 of 3 of these have already been sold, and this is the last remaining one, and I would love this piece, and it's certainly in my wish list. But if we wanted a cheaper option from Tim Cantor, we could take a look at the Snowflake, which is a sketch from one of his more expensive pieces. And as you will see, there are 750 mints, meaning this is less rare, hence the lower price. If we take a look at the lesser known artist, such as Unique, he has a piece here which is a 2 of 2 mint for $800, and then a 10 minted piece for $85. So there is a different variety of art at different prices. But sometimes you just fall in love with a piece of art and you just have to buy it no matter the cost. So collectibles work exactly the same. We have this Kong Not Just the Beast NFT for $2,500, which has 10 mints available. And just think, guys, when Terra Virtua has millions of users, 10 mints will be highly sought after. We can also view this piece in 3D as well as AR and the Terra Dome, which we will take a closer look at later. But if you fancy something cheaper, we could opt for the $150 chest mount, which has 500 mints available. But still, 500 mints to millions of users will still be very sought after. But also, as well as the mints, we can check out more information regarding this NFT, and this is the same for all the others. We have the serial number and token ID, which is unique to this piece, the IP, so who it's licensed from. This is licensed from the film creator's Legendary. Then more info, which you can see here, such as the rarity. So now it's time to buy our first NFT. And on this occasion, I will buy the Meteor V-Flip, which is a common rarity. So let's add this to my cart. Once this is in my cart, it will stay here for a maximum of 10 minutes. So I'm happy to proceed, so it's time to make payment. And you have 3 options. You can either pay with your Link MetaMask wallet using ETH, or with any money you have in your wallet, which can be added at any time, or simply use a credit or debit card to pay. Once a transaction is complete, you will find this in your Transactions tab in your profile. Your purchase will stay pending for anything up to 24 hours depending on how busy the ETH network is. Once a blockchain transaction is complete, the NFT will be found in your inventory, which is now in your own personal wallet. You don't need to worry about your wallet, as Terra Virtua looks after the ins and outs of your wallet and keeps everything safe for you. And that's how you buy your first NFT. So like all good things, they sell out. And with a limited supply on all NFTs, the only way to get hold of something you want is by the second-hand market. So let's take a look at how we buy something that's sold out. We have 2 options here. First, we have auctions, and secondly, making an offer to the current owner of the item we want to buy. First, let's take a look at the auction market. Again, we can use the filters to find what we're looking for. Let's take a look at the Top Gun helmet. These have been hugely popular. Let's see if we can find a Maverick helmet. And here we have one for sale, $1,200. But we can always just put a bid on it. I always say something is always worth what you're willing to pay, not the actual value. But it's always good to do some homework to see what these have been selling for. As you can see, with the sold filter selected, the prices range from $100, which was the original Terra Virtua selling price, to $1,500, which was a second-hand transaction. So these are rising in price nicely. So here, we can make a bid or pay the full asking price. This is entirely up to you. There will also be a reserve price on the item, so remember, even if you are the highest bidder, it doesn't guarantee you the item. You will also see here how long is left on the auction. That's how you buy something in the auction. But what if we want to buy something that isn't for sale? Well, there's a way to do this too. So we can use the filters to find whatever we're looking for, as you should already know what you want if it's a sold out item. So let's take a look at the Hashmask V-Flex, which sell in under a minute every time. Let's take a look at the sex one. And for this, we need to select the sold, and let's select this one here. And as long as the owner isn't anonymous, we should be able to make an offer. So let's make an offer. We will offer $100, but I'm confident the owner won't accept this. So once the offer is made, the owner will either respond with a decline or counter offer, and these can be found in your messages. And this is how to buy on the second-hand market. So what if we want to sell an item? Again, as long as you're not anonymous, you may receive offers every so often for the items in your inventory. But if you feel you want to sell an item in an auction, this is how you do it. Firstly, click on your inventory and select Create Auction. Then we need to select what we want to sell. So let's select this common V-Flex I bought before and put it up for auction. Now we decide what buy it now price we are willing to sell it for, what starting bid we want to start from, and what reserve price we want to set. Once you are happy, click OK and confirm the details and your item is up for sale. Remember to look at past sales to make sure your item is priced correctly, but only sell the item for what you're willing to sell it for. So it's time to start having fun with your digital collectibles, and let's start in the Fancave. So firstly, we need to download this program, and this can be found on the main page here. I have already downloaded this program, but this is both the Terra and Fancave. You may get some error messages when you attempt to download or run the program, but this is safe. It's just that Windows doesn't recognise it. If any firewalls pop up, just select Run anyway. Once installed, it's time to take a look. Select Fancave and then let it load. It should then look something like this. First thing we need to do is log in with your Terra Virtua username and password. Then we need to optimise the graphics for the power of your PC. So press the escape button and then select Settings. Select the graphic type you want and then see how it works. If it's still glitchy and unclear, then knock it down another level. Let's take a quick look around the Fancave using the WASD buttons. You can walk around and simply use the mouse where you want to look. Here we have an area to keep any helmet from the Top Gun collection, and this is where I keep my Maverick helmet. We have an interactive music box, so even though we don't have any music NFTs at the moment, this shows they are coming soon. If you click it, it will play some music and then just click it again to turn it off. Then we come across an area to place either a poster or a piece of art. Simply click it and click to change or remove it. So I've just removed it, but I want to put it back. So I'll click change to put it back on. Just select artwork, then select the piece of artwork you want to put there, and then click place. This is the same procedure for all your collectibles in the interactive locations. Then we have TV, and you will see some familiar trailers playing here, but in the future, we will have some NFC films, hopefully. You can turn the TV off by clicking the remote control. We then have another area for art or posters. Also a pinball machine, which we may see some integration in the future. Then we have a shelf area, and this is where we keep all our V-Flex. You just need to click it, and then it becomes bigger. But let's add the new V-Flex we bought before. First, we need to press escape, let it load, then go to V-Flex. You may need to download it first, then press place, and there it is on my shelf. And I just simply click it, and then I can view it bigger on the V-Flex stand. This stand here is to keep bigger collectibles, such as the Lost in Space collectibles. Then we have some more space on the wall, posters and art. This is a really good environment to keep your NFTs in. But as good as it is, remember, this is just version 1 and a stepping stone to what's to come. If you're old enough to remember the first ever Grand Theft Auto to what it is today, imagine what this will turn into in time. There is also so much social and interactive features to come. So where do we keep our bigger collectibles? And we do this in the Terra Dome. To get there, simply press escape and click on environment. Then select Terra Dome. You can also get here by selecting Terra Dome when you first start the program. So this place is massive, but it needs to be to store spaceships, Godzilla, Kong, Pacific Rim Jaegers and monsters, and so on. But let's take a quick look around, again using the keyboard and mouse, and as you will see, we have multiple locations for our collectibles. Let's take a look at some big collectibles. Let's take a look at the AR app, but unfortunately this isn't on iOS yet, but it is on Android. As I'm an iPhone user, I couldn't get any footage, so the few guys in the community have sent me some really impressive recordings. The app is a simple download from the Google Store, and in the middle you will see a full walkthrough from installation to a quick guide to viewing your collectibles in 3D and then in AR. Then either side, I have put a few examples of some amazing footage. Lastly, for now anyway, as we have the NFT Reader app, VR and Fancave Universe to look forward to in the future, we have the Terra Virtua Virtual Gallery. This can be downloaded on the main page, and again, this is a safe program, so select Run Anyway. Once installed, you should see something like this. The application works very similar to the Fancave and Terra Dome. Press the escape button on the left-hand side, then you will see a list of the artists. Simply select the artist you want to view. So let's select Nick again, and here you'll see at the top a list of the different drops. Let's select his latest one and press place. All his work will be then displayed around the gallery. Using the keyboard and mouse, you can walk around and take a closer look at the art. And then if you click it, it will give you more details relating to that piece. So let's have a wander. Then, to view another artist, press escape and select whoever's work you want to view. It's as simple as that. I'm really looking forward to seeing this gallery evolve. So this brings us to the end of the show, and I hope you have learned a lot from this. As you've seen, Terra Virtua is still very much in its infancy, but there is so much more to look forward to, and you have a chance to be one of the early adopters. Who knows where it'll take us? Remember, we have part 2 where we will look into things in a bit more detail. But for now, I just want to end the video with how you can join the Terra Virtua community. Below you will find links to all the social channels such as Telegram and Discord. Terra Virtua has a very large active community, so I encourage everyone to get involved, even if it's just to ask a question. Everyone is very helpful, so I hope to see you all there. And as always, my DMs are open. See you soon, guys.